Welcome back to our powerful walkthrough of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Today we're exploring Chapter 4, The History of Taxes and the Power of Corporations, a real eye-opener that flips the script on how we think about taxes, corporations, and financial strategy. In this chapter, Kiyosaki doesn't just drop financial advice. He delivers a mini masterclass on how the rich legally avoid paying high taxes and why corporations are their secret weapon. First, let's talk taxes. Poor Dad believed taxes were necessary and that it was a citizen's duty to pay them. He trusted the government and thought the rich should pay more. But Rich Dad saw it differently. He believed taxes were originally created to punish the rich, but over time, they ended up punishing the middle class and rewarding those who knew how to legally work the system. The turning point came when Kiyosaki realized that corporations weren't just for big companies. They were tools anyone could learn to use to reduce tax burdens, protect wealth, and gain massive leverage. Here's the breakdown. Individuals earn, get taxed, and spend what's left. Corporations earn, spend first, on expenses, salaries, assets, and then get taxed on what's left. This simple but powerful order gives corporations a huge advantage. Rich people use corporations as shields. They funnel money through their corporations to pay for things like travel, meals, even vehicles, all legally, because they're business expenses. That's the secret sauce. Rich Dad taught Robert that understanding laws, especially tax and corporate law, is essential to wealth. It's not just about how much money you make, but how much you keep. The poor and middle class might earn a decent income, but they give away large portions of it through taxes, interest, and expenses because they never learned how to use the system in their favor. And here's the thing, this knowledge isn't hidden. It's just not taught in schools. That's why Rich Dad encouraged Robert to read books on accounting, investing, and tax strategy, not to become an accountant, but to be informed. Knowledge is power. This chapter also dives into the importance of financial education in protecting your assets and minimizing your tax exposure. Rich Dad would often say, "The more you know, the less you pay." Poor Dad would say, "Play. It's safe. Get a job and pay your fair share." But who decides what's fair, the government or those who write the rules? Rich Dad believed it's your responsibility to learn the rules of money and use them wisely. Real talk. If you're working hard and still struggling financially, it may not be because you're not earning enough. It could be that you're not using the system strategically. That's why the rich don't just earn, they protect, grow, and shelter their income. Try this mindset shift. Instead of thinking, "How can I make more money?" ask, "How can I keep more of the money I make?" That shift alone can create thousands in savings and open doors to smarter investments. Action step. Learn how corporations work in your country. Even starting a small side business can unlock massive tax benefits and financial flexibility. Daily affirmation. I understand the rules of money. I use knowledge, not fear, to grow and protect my wealth. Key takeaway. The rich don't just work hard. They work smart. They use corporations, understand tax laws, and legally keep more of what they earn. If you want to build lasting wealth, don't just focus on making money. Learn how to keep it, protect it, and make it grow. That's the real game changer. That wraps up Chapter 4 of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In the next chapter, Chapter 5, The Rich Invent Money, we'll explore how the wealthy create opportunities, think differently about risk, and use creativity to generate wealth where others see nothing. Stick around because that chapter is where your mindset really gets stretched. Don't miss it.